What's up, guys and girls? My name is Jaffry and in this video I'm going to teach you exactly how to start making $100 a day with options. Now this is a different type of content than was previously been on my channel. So if you're new to my channel and you think this is a whole options channel, it's not. I'm just introducing this type of content because it has been something that I've been making money with, and I want to share this with the Make Money Online community who are looking for different ways to make money. It's like I said, it is a trying time right now. So, any way that you can make money, I'm, open to trying this stuff out. And somebody actually put me on options, a while back, and I've been taking time around 2 to 3 weeks to kind of test this out. And I think I've got a method that works. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach you guys all about this. Now, before I get started with this video, if you need money to start investing in options, now it is an investment. You do have to invest money. You can do 2 or 3 things. You can go to my freebiesmoneysystem.com and actually get the apps I use to make money online, and you can start using those apps and promoting those apps and start making money, and then taking that money and investing into Robinhood. Or you can go through Robinhood through my link, or go through Webull on my link and get free stocks. With Webull, you have to invest $100 to get a free stock. With Robinhood, all you have to do is sign up. And I also have some other brokerage apps that you can sign up with and get free stocks for them. And you basically want to sell that, transfer it to your bank, and then transfer it into Robinhood. Or if you just want to just use Robinhood, you sign up through my link and you get a free stock. You sell that stock and you can start trading options with this. Now, I'm going to teach you guys how to do debit spreads, which are like called debit spreads. I'm going to explain all of that in this video. But those are a little bit more easier to do, and the cost is between, so for some of these big stocks like Apple and stuff like that, it could be between $20 to $40 if you buy it right. So it doesn't cost a whole lot of money, but it does cap on how much you can make. But it also caps on how much you can lose. So you won't just be buying a call or a put and, losing your money. So I'm going to teach you how to do a call debit spread in this video also as well. So this is going to be a very, very informational video. So you make sure you stay until the end. And also I'm going to do another thing. If you guys get this video over 200 likes, I'm going to be showing you guys my actual options buying. The options that I'm going to be buying next week. And we're going to track those, and you can buy them with me, and we're going to see if we're going to make some profits. I have got a good system down where I'm making consistent profit. I put $200 into Robinhood just over these past 2 or 3 days, really probably 2 days since July 1st, and I have made $306 back. So I think I got a good feel on what I need to be doing in order to make consistent profits in Robinhood. So without further ado, like I said, if you guys are new to my channel and you already know about options, I'm going to have timestamps in the description below where you can just skip around and you don't have to watch this, where I'm going to be explaining to my my users that have been with me for a long time about stock options that don't know about it, or haven't heard somebody going to deal with it. You can skip this. Let me move my phone really quickly so it can stop vibrating. You can skip all of this and go down to me talking about the profits I made this week, which is going to be later on in the video. So what are options? So I'm going to explain this in the most simplest form that I can. And we're going to go through this step by step. I'm going to teach you what are options, when to take profits, and how to use the news to make your option trades. So I've been thinking about it in my mind how to explain this to you guys in the simplest form, and I'm just going to use an example of a house. Let's say you have a contract with the house and with the owner of the house to buy the house at $1,000. Okay, let's say why are you holding this contract? Why are you because you haven't exercised this, you just have a contract drawn up, and basically you just basically says that you're going to buy the house for $1,000, blah blah blah, and that contract is between you and the owner. Let's say the value of the house was low when you bought that for when you signed the contract for $1,000, and let's say you signed and you dated it or whatever, and by a certain date you have to exercise that contract and actually pay $1,000. But the contract is going to be for $1,000. No matter how much the home value goes up, you can, let's say the home value shoots up to $100,000. You still have that contract legally binding, meaning that you can buy that house at $1,000, even if it goes up to $200,000. You can still buy that house at $1,000 because of the terms of that contract. Let's say while you have this contract, the house value goes up $300,000. You still have that contract, and you still have that contract that you sign, and you can still buy that house at $1,000, no matter if the house goes up in value or whatever. You still are able to buy that house at $1,000. So this is generally what options are. Basically, you're buying a option to purchase a stock at a certain strike point, and no matter if that price goes higher than the strike point, the strike price that you bought that contract at, you still have that option to buy 100 shares of that stock at that price point. And basically, let me give you an example of it. This is Apple, and let's say Apple is right now at $367. Let's say you bought an option, and I'm going to go over to the options. Let me show you that in a minute. But before we go to the marketplace, let's say you bought a 380 option, and Apple goes up to $500. If you have a contract, legally binding contract, and these are not legally binding, but these are just like stock option contracts. It's nothing too serious, nothing serious that you have to worry about. It's just a contract between you and Robinhood. But let's say the option is to buy 100 shares of Apple at $370, and Apple shoots up to $500. You can exercise that contract to buy that at $367, even though Apple is at $400. You can exercise that contract. So once you exercise that contract, you can buy Apple at $367, and basically you're guaranteed to make a profit because it's at $500. Is it that Apple is at $500? So you can have you'll be able to get 100 shares at $367, basically locking in a profit for you, because you got the 100 shares cheaper than the current price of that stock is. That's what a contract is. That's what an option contract is. And to see that in action, we're going to go over here. And let me just move this for it to stop vibrating. My phone to stop vibrating. Excuse me about that. But you'll come over here, and let's say you buy a 380 call. Now, there are calls and puts, and you can buy and sell. So I'm going to get into the sale part in a minute, because this is where we make our profit, but I want to make sure you understand what an option contract is. So if you buy this at $1.45, and it's going to be $1.45 times 100. So if I go over here and I do one contract, you're buying the contract for 100 shares. So it'll be that limit price times 100 shares. Now, like I said, you're not going to keep these 100 shares, and you're not actually going to exercise this option. So you're not going to exercise this option to buy 100 shares of Apple. You're going to sell it to somebody else that does. So, and then that contract, if Apple goes up, that contract that you bought at $145 is now worth more because Apple has risen in stock. So, I'm gonna show you all of this in a minute, because I'm actually going to show you an example of how I made, like I said, $300 by putting $200 in. So you buy this call, or if you think the stock is going to go down, you can buy a put. And with the put, it's the same thing. Let's say you buy a put contract, and you buy it at $367, and the stock goes down to $300. Since you have this put contract, that means that whoever you sell this to can actually sell 100 shares of Apple at $367, even though it has went down to $300. So it still works in the same way. You're still profitable, but that's basically what this is. Okay, so a put, you think the stock is going down. This is like you're betting on the stock to go up or down. And like I said, we're going to use the news to do this. But you bet, and the stock goes you put a contract in, and then if the stock goes up, you make money. Obviously, if the stock goes down on your call, so let's say you buy a call for 370, and Apple drops all the way to 350. Your contract is going to be worthless because it didn't go up, and so the contract is going to be worth. I had a contract that I bought at 350 that by the time I sold it was only worth $1 because the stock actually went down. But I'm going to show you how to minimize that risk. I just bought a call and put straight up. I didn't actually buy what's called a debit spread, which I'm going to show you how to do in this video. So you probably won't have that problem if you do debit spreads. But if you just buy a single put or a single call, you're at risk of the contract becoming worthless. So once you buy, let me go down here. You can see it's going up, so that's why the price is going up. So let me go back because I'm not buying the strangle. Let me exit this out really quickly. Sorry about that, guys. But let's just say, like I said, you bought this at 380. It goes up to 390 or 400. You can then, your contract is now worth more. So you bought it, and right now this contract in total is worth $139. Let's say Apple goes up to the stratosphere, 500. Now that contract could be worth $600 to $700. You can then sell that contract. Keep in mind, giving somebody else the right to buy 100 shares at Apple at this strike point. So, like I said, to go up to 500, you're going to be selling this contract to somebody else, and you're basically going to be releasing your rights to them, to that contract, and you're selling it to them, and it's changing hands. This is a marketplace, so you're basically buying and selling calls and put contracts in here. So you want to sell this to somebody else that wants to buy Apple at 380 instead of buying it at the current price if the stock goes up to 500 and the current stock price is 500. So this is very, very valuable. So now your contract is, it started off at 137 and now it's worth $600. You made a, let me just put this up here. Now this is just an example form. I'm actually going to show you some real life examples. And let's say you sold it at 137, and what you have to understand is contracts go up and down as the stock moves. So you can see it go down to 136 and then it go back up to 140. So the higher the stock is going up and you're trying to buy a call, the more expensive the contract is going to be. But if you wait till it's on a downward spiral and you buy a contract when it's down and then it goes back up, you're going to make money because you bought it at a lower price. And now that the stock is going up, the contract is worth more. So, but back to this example, let's say, you sold it at 600, you bought it at 137, you're going to get 463 plus that contract. So you're going to get that profit plus one. So 463 plus, let's say 463 plus that 136 is what the example was. Your total profit would be 600. I did that wrong, but it's supposed to be one. I forgot. My bad. But you're going to get the profit plus, the profit plus the contract overall, plus the contract that you bought. So it'll be 131 plus 600. I did that math all wrong. And, the contract is worth more, and you'll get a total of $730 something back. Around $730 back, because now the contract is worth $600 more, and so you're going to sell that contract, but you're also going to get the actual the call money back. So the $131 that you invested, you're going to get that back on top of that profit, and that's how a lot of people make money with stock options. That's basically the whole gist of what we're doing on this particular video. So now that you know how that works, I'm going to teach you actually how to make money with this. So, and I'm going to give you guys a good example. So today, let me go to my history really quickly, move my face. Let me go down here. And let me go to one that's simple and one that you guys get. So I bought a Disney called Debit Spread, which I'm gonna show you how to do. But I'm gonna actually just get it to you in a minute. So I bought this 24 hours ago, July the 1st, and I bought it for $30. The limit price was 30 cent times 100, which equals $30. You remember you buying 100 shares. But I bought a debit spread instead of a call. But I'm just explaining this before I go over debit spread, so you can kind of see what you're getting into. Excuse me. And if this is making sense to you, make sure that you comment if you any questions you might have, or comment that you get this in the comment section below. I love to hear feedback from you guys. And if you have any questions, make sure you definitely put that in there, because I want you guys to understand this, because next week I'm going to be doing a whole lot of videos on this subject, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a whole lot of money doing this as well. But anyway, I bought a debit spread for 30 cents times 100, and I paid $30 in total for that contract. I sold that contract this morning for 57. Okay, so while I was asleep in the after hours, Disney went up. I don't know if it particularly had any news. I just betted on Disney to go up today because I just saw how the stock was going. But I betted on it to go up, and it did go up this morning, and my contract was now worth $57 instead of $30. So, that call ended up working up in my favor, but it was a debit spread, so it actually did cap off some of my profits. But I'm going to show you guys how to buy an actual call if you want to, so you don't have to cap off your profits, or how to buy a debit spread in a minute. But, basically, bought the contract at $30. It went up. Disney went up, so now the contract is worth more, and I sold it for 57. So that was a 57 minus 30. That was a $27 profit plus the contract. So that was a $27 profit, and I made money on that. That's basically what it is. And I also sold a Microsoft call debit spread. So I'm gonna just show you guys some of these. I sold this at $30. I bought it. Let me see, can I find? I bought it at $28. So this wasn't a big profit. It was only a $2 profit, but it's still a profit nonetheless. So what I've learned this week is that I don't want to sell different stock options. I want to get 2 or 3 companies that's going to get continued growth, and buy call debit spreads, and buy 3 or 4 contracts. So you can buy more than one contract. The example I showed you, it shows you I bought 1 contract, but you can buy however many contracts you want, depending on how much money you have to invest. So, what is a call debit spread? So, a call debit spread is what I've been using because I don't want to be categorized as a pattern trader on Robinhood. Robinhood, once you get categorized as a pattern trader, you can't buy and sell stocks the same day. And if you get I think they give you they put a 90-day restriction on your account. Now, if your account is over $25,000, you can pattern trade however many times you want to. My account is not over $25,000 yet, so therefore I have to play by the rules. So what that means, I can't buy and sell the stock the same day. So I buy debit spreads to control my profit and loss with stock options. So let me give you an example of this. So to buy a debit spread, you will want to, let's say you think it's going to go up, you would just basically come in here and buy the 375 call, and you will come over here to sell, and you would sell the option above it. So that'll be right here. And what that creates for you is a debit spread. So let me go back. If I was just to buy a call, let me get rid of this. If I was just to buy a call right here at 375, it'll be $228, because it'll be $2 times 100. Remember, you buying a contract to buy 100 shares. So the bid right now is $227. So I would be spending $200. You see it's going up and down. I would be buying a contract to, buying a call for this to go up at $227. Now, with this one, if it shoots up to like 500, like the examples we've been talking about in this video, you're going to make a lot of profit. But if you buy a debit spread, it's going to cap you off on how much you can make, because basically you're buying and selling at the same time, and it's controlling your profit margin in there. But if, let's say, the reason why I do debit spread, let's say I buy this call and Apple doesn't go up. It goes all the way down to 350. If I just bought this regular call, that option would be worthless now. It'll be worth $1 because the stock went down. And therefore I would have lost $225. But if I would have bought a debit spread and I'd sell it above here, the most I can lose is $57. And that's just if anything goes wrong. If the stock market just have a bad day and it goes down and, whatever. That controls how much I can lose, but it also puts a cap on how much I can gain, as well. So I can't have those high gains if I was just to buy, I can't have those high gains, that I would get just from buying a simple call and not a debit spread, but I still would get those gains in there. And those gains is, based on how many contracts you buy. I only bought one contract, but if I was to buy 3 or 4 and it goes up, and you see this right here, this is 4 contracts basically for the price of one if I was just to buy a call. Let's say I buy 4 contracts and the stock goes up, I will get that profit times 4. So, this is how you can get over, losing out on some big profits if you were just to buy a call. So, I do debit spreads because, I don't want to be categorized as a day trader. And so what I would do is I would buy this call, and the next morning, let's say Apple is at $400. I sell these debit spreads back to Robinhood, and basically I take my profit. So it'd be, $228 plus whatever the contracts are worth, past that. So if it went up to like 400, it'll probably be worth $100 to $200 more, and then you would time that times 4. So you would do that for each contract, and they have it easily broken down to where you can see under the stock when you buy an option. You can see the option and then the profit and what your gain is under here, and you can also see it at the top part. So that's basically what this is. That's what I do to make money, and I do it by controlling when I sell my stock. So with the debit spread, I'm basically waiting till the next day. So any news can come down that can make the stock go down or up. So I just basically pay attention before I buy. So right now it says PE. This is the news that's happened today. So if you were to invest, I will start down here, and you can see PG&E emerges from Chapter 1 bankruptcy. That's obviously good news, and you can see today that PG&E went up. So what I would do is I would buy an option today. I will wait till it's at a low point. So let me go back here. I would have waited until PG&E got down to here, which is basically 910. And what I would do is it's as low as of the day right here, and I would buy a call debit spread, and basically betting that it'll go up, and I'll buy that contract. It'll continuously go up, and what I'm doing, I can't buy and sell it on the same day. If you have a new Robinhood account, you can buy and sell the same day, but do note that you will be sooner or later you will be marked as a pattern trader. That's why I do debit spread. So I will buy right here, and I will let PG&E go all the way up, and go through its little peaks and valley. And the next day, what will happen is those profits are locked in from the previous day. So it goes up, and let's say it goes up to 12, and the next day it goes up to 13. Now what I would do is I would probably just sell that contract to somebody else and take that profit, basically the total return and the contract price, and sell it back to somebody else and take that profit home, instead of waiting for PG&E to go down or up, or kind of play it by ear. But usually in the stock market, if the stock market is going to go in a good direction, usually in the beginning of the stock market, your stocks or whatever are going to go up. So that's the whole catch-22 with this, and that's how I would do it. But basically, that's what I did for all of these. if I go over here and go to my history, you can see basically when did I start? I bought my debit spread here, and you know, I bought one, two, and I bought this at, I think this was $15. Okay, this is where I bought it at. Okay, so I bought it at $30 and $40. I sold it at 60 and $60 and $30. So I sold it the next day. And so I bought these debit spreads the previous day. And what I'm doing is I'm hoping when the stock market opens that stock goes up, and then I can sell off those. So that's what I did with all of those options. I did workhorse. Let me just show you the options that I did, just to be transparent with you guys. Which one did I buy? Okay, so I bought a workhorse option. I actually bought a lot of them. So I bought some workhorse stock options. I bought a Cinemark stock option. Bought a DraftKings stock option. I bought a Disney stock option. Microsoft stock option, Netflix, and that was it. And then I sold those the next morning, which is today. So this is just 4 hours ago. I sold those for a profit. Now some of these were $2 or $3 profits, but it was still a profit. Some of them, like Disney, was a big profit of $22. DraftKings was a big profit because I bought DraftKings at, where did I buy DraftKings? I bought DraftKings at $20. I sold DraftKings at $23, so that wasn't a big profit. Netflix was a decent profit too, if I can find that where I bought that option at. Netflix. I'm just trying to show you guys where I bought it for $18. I sold it at $29, so that was a big profit. So Beyond Meat was another one. I bought Beyond Meat. Bought Beyond Meat at what time yesterday? I'm just going through just showing you guys where the profits come from. I don't know when I bought Beyond Meat. Was it below here? Okay. Nah. Beyond Meat. So there it go. I bought it $38 and I sold Beyond Meat at $24. So I actually lost money. So you're not going to win every trade, but the majority of them I did make money. So, I did make money. So, you're gonna have your ones that you lose, and you're gonna have the ones that you actually make money at. But the total that I invested was $200, and at the end of this, this short trading week, I made $306 by using it. So, I think it was a pretty decent week. Let me see. I made a lot of money, and I also used some of my money as well. I do have the debit card, so when I sell something, my profits do go directly to my debit card, and I was able to use that, so I did use some of the money. But as simple as it put, I'm going to be doing this strategy with 3 different stocks, and I'm not going to invest in multiples like I did this time because I actually lost some money. You got to understand the stock market goes up and down, so you want to trade your debit spread when it's the hottest. When at the beginning of the market and the stock is going up. Sometimes, since a whole lot of people have been coming to Robinhood, they can wait to execute your order, and then it can go down a little bit. So you actually have to watch that when you're selling and buying these debit spreads. But most of you guys will kind of get your stride with this as well. So that's basically all we're going to do for this video. This is just an intro. And I use the news to control what I do. So Beyond Meat, I'm just gonna give you an example of one more example. I'm gonna go and do another video in depth about this next week. So Beyond Meat yesterday had an article, or June 30th, where they were selling patties through the mainline China stores. So when that happened, that obviously that's good news for them, and that actually makes people want to invest in their stock. Now they're going down now, but when that news hit, you can expect July 1st. So let me find July 1st. You can see at June 30th right here, and I'm just showing you an example of this. The stock was at 133 at 240 at June 1st. By 8 that next morning, it was at 149. So good news can make the stock go up. You see that right there? So that's why I follow the news when I pick these stock options to trade. So you can see down here, you know, before the news came out, it was at 133. The next morning, it went up to 149. So, and then it kind of dropped back off. But that news actually boosted that stock to go up. So that's what I'm saying when I'm using the news to control what debit spread I get. Since I'm basically buying calls, I'm not buying puts right now. I'm basically buying calls, which means the stock market is going to go up. So I'm basically just buying those, and I'm watching the news to see which ones I should invest in. You know, this, or you can invest in it going down. You can buy a put it in going down. American Airlines is a great one because they just had news that they're warning flight attendants on overstaffing. So that's obviously kind of bad news. So you can expect American Airlines to go down, you know, the next trading day. But that's basically how I choose it. I look at the news stories, and if it's good news, majority of the time that means the stock option is going to go up. So what I would do is the previous day I would buy a stock option for, you know, I buy a stock option for that to go up and use a debit spread. And the next day when it makes a whole lot of money, I can then sell it off the beginning, you know, the beginning of the day and take my profits and go. So that's basically what this is. I hope this made sense to you guys. This was a 31-minute video. But like I said, Robinhood will be in the description below, along with links to everything as far as free stocks. Assets you can make money with if you need money to invest in this. But if you guys want to just go ahead and jump in, you can basically just download Robinhood through the link in the description below. Get your first free stock, and then go to your free stock tab, refer friends, and then you'll get free stocks for each friend that signs up and verifies their account. You can get those stocks and then sell those stocks and then buy debit spreads. Like I said, like I showed you, those debit spreads are between $20 to $60. You can buy one, but you have to make sure that you are focused and you are, you know, make sure that you are looking at the news and make sure that stock is going up based on the news of that previous day. So I hope this video made sense, and I hope you guys take this into consideration when you come to invest in Robinhood. This is an easy way for you guys to make money. That's what I'm doing right now, and I did make a profit this week, so that's good. Most of my profits came from Workhorse, but like I said, I pay attention to the news. So when these news comes out, I buy a stock option that previous day, and then next morning when it goes up, I sell it at a high price. The contract is worth more, and I make money. That's basically what we're doing. Now, I'm going to be doing more videos in depth, but this is just like the beginner tutorial of how I made $100 both of those days doing these stock options. I hope this video was valuable. I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Peace out.